Hey everybody, welcome to Team Able. That's Team Anything But Last. And I'm Stalker13R coming at you with a New Year's year in review and a new intro video for the channel. So if you're new to the channel, Team Able's anything but last, and that's the more you try to be first, the more you end up worst. So it's about adding consistency to the game, how to be situationally aware, and if you're in the right place at the right time, you're going to be able to make a positive effect on that battlefield, and you're going to be able to help your team out. Because it's not that 14 people are on your team, you're on a team with 14 people, and they're not going to do what you want them to do, they're going to do what they want to do. So how is it that you can make them more effective? How can you take action to get them involved in the game and keep their gun in the game? And we'll look at some of those positive attitudes, because that's the other thing that we're going to do. Number one, how do we do that map position and strategy to add consistency to our play? Number two, how do we improve the overall experience? Because we're playing a game for fun, we should be having fun. So, if you get that conversation over the headset and it's the only people you talk to in the game are the ones that are, saying something to you and, they don't know what they're talking about, that's just going to be a negative experience. Don't talk to those people. Just mute them and move on. Don't send them a message after the game. And so avoiding that negativity is only half the battle. The other half of the battle is platoon up with some friends and talk to some people that are worthwhile in talking to. So send out a GG after the game if you partnered up with somebody in game and, they had your flank and you got things done. And then together you can go out and experience the thrill of victory. And so here, if you're in the right place at the right time, you can make a positive effect on that battlefield. So with map strategy, and a lot of channels want to say, okay, on this map you have to go to the right flank, on this map you have to go to the left flank. For a large part of the argument that's true, but if nobody goes to the other flank, you end up in a lemming train and you end up losing anyway. So, and those metas shift over time, as everyone knows, hey, everyone's going to go to the right, let's all go to the left, and, we can trick them. And so that shifts as time goes on, and we're going to look at that. So it's more about being situationally aware and working with the situation and the team that you're on, rather than trying to make them into the team that you want to be on. And we'll do some do's and don'ts. That right there, folks, was a don't. Don't stage dive onto nothing. If you're going to stage dive and it's late in the game and you're going to go out anyway, you might as well go out like a boss. So we're just going to give this guy a shove, shoot him off the stage, and we're going to go crowd surfing. Seacrest out. And even if you experience the agony of defeat, and there I'm still doing damage after I'm dead, I would have loved to have gotten an after-death kill. But the agony of defeat can come at a price. But if you're still having a good time on the games that you lost, that's the point of the whole adventure. So here we are, being charged by a hippo. He's a superior enemy. Can you get those moments where you feel like you're outclassed, where you feel like he has the health point advantage, and you can use your skill and maneuver to get lucky and come through? So when we do talk about individual tactics and strategy, we're going to talk about things like everyone talks about angling your armor and side scraping. Well, here I'm going to use my barrel to block that shot, and we're going to take down that superior foe, and we're going to still have our gun in the game for our team. And that's what it's all about. And as much as we do things like that, we're going to show you these clips where staring at a 215B while you're stationary in the open is not a good idea. So we'll show you the do's and the don'ts, because I'm not a Unicom. And we'll show you the friends that we've met along the way, like the Banzi show here. And he's got his own channel called Banzi Kamikaze. It's in my subscription page if I didn't get the link in this video. And, he's doing great videos. And he was one of the first guys to reach out to me and platoon up. And, that was really added to my experience. It's platooning up is something I've just started doing this year, whereas before I was always a lone wolf. So if you haven't tried it out, go to my platoon video playlist and check it out. And definitely stop by Banzi's channel and check him out. He's got some great technique, and it's definitely different than everything else that you see that's World of Tanks. So if you're looking for something new and fresh, give him a look, because you won't regret it. So here's some more guys that we've platooned up with. we've taken the channel international this year, and we've got, Canadians, and we've got proper Englishmen here, and we've got our fellow Americans that we're platooning up with, and great bunch of guys. And again, it allows you to talk to someone about World of Tanks that's other than the guy that's eating chips and yelling at the kids. So it's a much more pleasurable experience and a higher level of conversation. So definitely get in there and reach out. And I just got a $20 headset at the GameStop, so it's not like you have to invest a lot of money if you don't already have a headset. You don't need something that's great. I'm even using that $20 headset right now to record this video on the DVR that came in my Xbox. So it's not like I have a high production value. So yeah, get involved with your friends. Get into those adventures. The only messages you should be sending out are good game or hey, thanks for having my back. And everybody else, just mute them and let them go. We don't care what they're saying anyway, and if you're in a conversation with a stupid person, everyone will have to wonder which one of you it is. And an argument could be made that it's both. So don't do it. But, so we're going to talk about, different maps, different strategies. We're going to talk about the premium tanks. Is there a time for premium tanks? And there is. There's 3 ways that you can get them. And that's to grind them in an event. You can have them awarded because of your participation in a specific event, and you can purchase them for real money. And on the channel, I don't have ads, I don't have a Patreon, I have a job, I don't need your support, but if the game's going to keep going, somebody's got to put $1 into it. So, whether it's just getting a couple of days of premium time or some camo for your favorite tank, put a couple bucks in the game. All I want you to do is subscribe, so I'll know you're out there and you support what I do. So, we're going to take a look at taking down some big beasts and ways that you can use your tanks effectively. We'll talk about some things, strategies for the matchmaker, and when you're platooning up, avoid that 5 bottom tier heavy tank strategy, because it's not going to be a recipe for success. And if somebody that's 2 tiers higher than you chases you out around a building, just come around behind them and give them a little love tap, roll up to the bumper, and you'll be on with your game. So I hope that's going to give you an idea of who we are on the channel and what we're all about while we watch some of this antics going on in the background. And we're going to look at the changing meta on the maps. Everyone wants to say, well, this is the strategy for this map, and everybody's got to go this way or everybody's got to go that way. We talked before about how that changes. So here we are, we're going to come around the corner, and we're going to talk about RNG. Every now and then it's your friend, and you get a 1200 damage shot, and take a guy out in a one shot. So RNG, it giveth and it taketh away. But on the maps, that strategy changes. We're going to have to look at where you can go in different kinds of tanks, and to prepare you that you may have to do things, play a role in a tank that it's not ideally suited for. And little strategies like this. Now, talking about changing metas, everybody knows I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go stealth. And then I'm going to turn around and come back out the way I came in. It's the old switcheroo. But everybody's onto that. That's old hat. So I'm going to keep going around the same way, and see? He was waiting for me. And he had a fire extinguisher. How dare you put out my fire? I need a little help from my friends because my clip isn't quite big enough. Alright, that's all I need. And I'll take that kill. So, with a little teamwork, you can get it done. And once again, just because it used to be the meta doesn't mean it's still going to work for you. So, even though everyone's supposed to come over here to the rocks and brawl it out, and you don't feel like doing that early game in your light tank, you can get across that valley and come over here late game and still put it on the win. In the beginning of this game, there was a guy throwing salt about how nobody was pushing the rocks as hard as he wanted to, and we were all going to lose, and we weren't going to put this game in the win category. Well, here we are at the end of that game, and I think we're going to put this one in the win. So, it's all about, where you position your tank on that map to be in the position to have these opportunities. And it's not always about the rocks. We're going to have a two-part series coming up on this map, El Haluf, and how that meta's been changing. And, yeah, most of your team should go to the rocks and brawl it out. But how many tanks do you need to stay behind to protect from being cross-capped? 9 times out of 10 on this map, if you lose, it's because you won the rocks and no one went back to base to reset. And the 3 tanks that were left capped out the 8 tanks that you had left, and they won that race on the base. So you got to be in the right spot to get these opportunities, right place and time. And we're going to look at how to be situationally aware, because every game you get into, that's going to be different. And you're going to have to pay attention to your environment, and then that'll open the door for some of these opportunities. Because shooting this guy in the back instead of staring down that giant barrel like we did earlier, that's a much better way to take out a target like this. So as you get out there and you're tanking and you're having a good time, I hope you'll watch the channel. I've got some playlists that are established, and you can watch them on different topics if you're looking at platooning, or a particular premium tank, or some individual movement techniques, or some strategies, and some different things like that. Because ultimately, you've got to know, I've got to have their back. I'm not a brawler, but I can be here and prevent this guy from doing serious damage, because someone's going to make that end run. So here's Stalker 13R. I've always got your back. I'm always watching over your shoulder. I hope you'll enjoy the channel, and I hope the sunshine's always shining on your game. Thanks for watching.